It's time to mind your business with me, Jamila Lodge. Tune in to find out how to mind your business with BEDC, special guest entrepreneurs, industry experts, and more. Brought to you by BEDC. Bermuda Business starts here.
Hello, hello. Welcome to the Mind Your Business podcast.
Welcome
on.
Thank you.
So today we have Miss Lornette to join us, owner of the Pit Stop. I want to welcome you, and we're just going to get started and talk a bit about your business.
Okay.
Yeah? So Tell us a little bit about yourself and your business.
Okay. Well, as far as for me, I've been in retail for about 30 years. Started from the bottom, worked my way through management, senior positions, and eventually the next pinnacle was to own my own business. I've always had that goal.
Yeah.
Always. It's been my dream. You're either making someone else rich or you're making yourself rich.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Yeah.
So what does the Pit Stop sell?
Well, the Pit Stop its eventual goal is to be a one-stop shop for the family, but targeted family age groups. So definitely for the mom and dad, and then for the middle schooler. So you're looking at 11 to probably 14.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So a little bit of a department store vibe, or
no, we are going to reinvent the retail experience.
Okay,
we are going to change the mindset of what the customer, the consumer perceives that retail is about. Yeah, that's what we're going to do.
Okay.
We're stepping into that era of you come in, you don't know what to expect. You have the environment that you're stepping into your living room.
Okay.
You're coming to family for consultation, and then you're being informed.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So you do a little bit more than just sell the clothing.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Tell us a little bit about that.
Girl, my first love, which never was, I could tell you that, not when I was growing up, is humanity. You know, when it comes to retailing, a lot of people think it's just the product, the money. To me, it goes beyond that. It's deeper than a passion. I don't want to just outfit you head to toe. I don't want to just do the outside. I want you to come in, feel it's a safe space, to be authentic, to be real, and leave. Well, you made a pit stop. You made a pit stop in your life, in your time, to either change, pivot, detour, elevate, and that's what it's all about. Yeah.
So you come out a new person.
Oh, yeah. Inspired, motivated, because you never know what anyone is going through, no matter what the age.
Yes.
So when they step in those doors, it's an opportunity that they don't see coming. It's not just that, I'm looking for something.
Yeah.
Yes, you're looking for something, but you're going to leave with something more than you came with.
I love that.
Oh, yeah.
I love that. So how did you come up with this concept?
I actually had a dream.
Okay.
The name came to me, and it was applicable to my own life at that time. The Pit Stop wait a minute, take a step back, look at your environment. Maybe you want to detour, pivot, elevate, and that whole thing came to me. Yeah, it's all inclusive.
Okay.
I would say mind, body, and soul, spirit. It's all inclusive, the whole person.
Right.
You're not just looking to get their money. And you have to have the mindset of service. I am here to serve you, whatever that may be.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So outside of that, what exactly can people expect to find in the Pit Stop right now?
Well, right now, because we are a startup company, what they can expect is my main focus is the local man, because in the community where it's located, that is what the demand is, and that is where the need is.
Yeah.
But we've had to pivot to accommodate the ladies because of their need. One of my main focuses is to listen to the needs of the customer.
Right.
Because if you can provide an answer to whatever it is they're looking for, they're going to come back. Because they're like, she's dependable, she's reliable, she's authentic.
Yeah.
Wow, she makes me feel good.
Yeah.
And that makes me feel good when customers say that.
How did you figure out and then ultimately pivot into the fact that you needed to cater to women as well?
Well, what was happening, the whole mindset that I previously had, I have to be able to pivot. If I don't, I'm not going to be successful. I have to be able to come out of that old way of thinking, if you want to classify that,
Yeah.
and be able to shift my mindset into this time frame, into this era,
Yeah.
of
Yeah.
basically the era of humanity, if you want to
Yeah.
call it that, whatever it is. Yeah.
So were you dressing the men so good, the women were just
Well,
like,
no,
I need
no,
some
actually,
too?
a lot of our Bermudian women are very confident.
Okay.
So a lot of the comments that they came in, and I heard it, this is a men's store. You don't have no ladies stuff? Well, where are we going to get ladies stuff? You're going to open up a men's store, and we have nothing in this territory. We have nothing. We have to go all the way to the city. So I listened, I pondered, and then I concluded,
Yeah.
what could I do? Because I didn't want to deter from the fact that our focus was the local man. I
Yeah.
didn't want the men to
'Cause that's
feel
needed
that I
too.
had abandoned them. So I kind of said, you know what, go with financially what is viable, first and foremost, and what is a quick thing that ladies can make an easy decision with.
Okay. All right.
Okay,
And-
which is accessories.
okay, perfect. I was going to ask
Yes,
you, what
ma'am.
is that? What type of accessories do you
So
offer?
right now we're offering earrings, handbags, and we also offer shades. Because I'm big on protecting your eyes. Some people see it just as fashion. I see it more than that.
Yeah.
It's more than that. Yeah, I don't want to get too deep because I could go right off the deep end in fashion and everything. But yeah, and it seemed to so far give a nice balance. They're happy because most of the women in the area, even if they're visiting the area, they mostly come in, they're shopping for a significant other,
Yep.
a spouse, or a son. That's what I've come across so far.
Yeah.
But then there are some that say, we do need that trendy thing up in this area. So what are you going to do? So I answered and they're happy.
Good.
Yeah.
Good. What are some of the challenges that you faced along your journey with the pit stop?
Well, I could say this. I had a plan. I was like, boom, number one, it's going to do this. Number two, it's going to be this. But that quickly did not work out. So I never asked myself, what if?
Yeah.
So I would say if anyone wants to get into owning their own business, don't just look at what you want and how you want it to go. Ask yourself, well, what if? What
Yeah.
if the money runs out? What
Yeah.
if I don't have the suppliers? What if? And COVID taught us that. But see, we're stuck on the way we want to do it and how we want to do it
Yeah.
and when we want to do it. And I think for me, I'm in a season of reinventing myself.
Okay.
Actually coming to the fullness of who I actually am. And I will say this, the BEDC, I'm in the cohort 2024. It's like the puzzle pieces falling into place right now.
Great.
Yeah, they're filling in the gaps. They're actually enabling me to really look at myself.
Yeah.
Where I'm actually at. And they're saying, you know what? It's not a bad thing. Colonel Saunders, look what he did with KFC, and those people like Elon Musk, they did not start out rich. They didn't start out, they had to work towards it.
Yeah.
They had to be committed. They had to sacrifice. They had to fight against fear.
Yeah.
They had to fight against the naysayers. They had to fight against their circumstances, rising above it. And when you're pressured, you'd be amazed what kind of oil comes out.
Yeah.
And you shock yourself.
Yeah, it's important for all entrepreneurs to be agile, right? Like you said, your original plan was not this, and you had to pivot and you had to make some changes. Can you talk a little bit about that process for you? Was it difficult? Was it hard to reflect?
It still is, because not so much I'm battling against the external entities. I'm battling against
Yourself.
myself
Yep.
in what I'm capable of.
Yeah.
Because people say, oh, you're so good at it, da-da-da. But you can say whatever you want. I have to believe it.
Yeah.
And I have to go through the process.
Yes.
I find, and I'm big with the young people. I love to motivate them. So me being involved with the BEDC cohort, I want to have a legacy. I'm using the pit stop as a template And the customers know that. I let them know, hey, I'm in school. This is what they're doing with me. This is who it is. And this business, it's run like no other on the island. So you cannot compare. You can come in one day and it'll look this way. You come in the next day and it looks another.
Yeah.
Because we're living in a generation that needs excitement. They need change. They like that, ooh, come on, show me what you can do thing.
So how do you make sure that you're always staying on top of the latest trends and you have a diverse product range?
Social media.
Yeah?
I troll social media. I also look at what all the other, let's say, established retailers are doing.
Gotcha.
And see what they're showing. I look at the small business owners, the established ones, see what they're doing, and I go in the opposite direction.
Okay. Interesting. Talk about that.
I've always done that.
Why the opposite direction?
Because that need has already been met. I'm not going to go into Nike sneakers because the market has been met.
Yes.
Remember, we live on an island surrounded by water. So if we want the money to stay in our economy, then we have to show the people that we're willing to pivot, detour. We are willing to be different.
Different. Exactly.
Yeah.
You touched a little bit on the program that you're a part of with BDC. So that is the Enterprise Bermuda Incubator Program.
Yes.
Why did you join it?
Well, initially I did the Entrepreneurship 101.
Okay.
Because I wanted to just see where was my thinking and concluding versus the reality of where Bermuda is going forward in the economy, going forward with her people, and just be in the know, be on that cutting edge that I'm not left behind. Mind you, though, there were some times that, and there still are, I feel like I'm a fish out of water. And then it's like, wait a minute, girl, do what you love.
Yes.
Come on, ignite that passion. Don't listen to them. Don't even listen to yourself at times.
Yeah.
Because I shock myself sometimes. I was like, who said that or who bought that? Oh my gosh, those shades look amazing. I can't wait to see them on somebody. Yeah.
Okay, I love that. So the program is a year long.
Yes.
So it's a bit of an intensive program, working on your business, meeting with mentors and things. What are you hoping to get out of it at the end?
Well, first and foremost, a personal thing. It's kind of selfish because I feel at the age I am and the pivot that needs to be made, I need to be informed. If I'm not informed, then I'm going to make mistakes. So right now, I'm a sponge. I'm taking in everything, and I'm holding on to what is applicable to me. But it is a struggle because you're battling with your mind. You're saying, oh, wow, and comparison. We've got to stop it because it causes us to just lose hope. But I will say this, the Incubator Pro program, I was in rooms that I've never been in. And I was excited, I was afraid, but I knew I had to get into those rooms.
Yes.
I knew I had to talk to those people. Those people were mega people. They were global thinkers, And when you're a global thinker, you're just full of stuff. You're full of information, and I'm willing to do that. My main mentor was the finance guy.
Okay.
I call him Don, the finance guy, and I was like, yes, because I need the money. So anyway, he basically let me chat, inform him about my circumstances, inform him about the pit stop, inform him about our culture, and after I finished talking, he amazed me. He shocked me. He took everything I said and put it into numerical dollars and cents and progression.
Important.
And girl, now I could look at that chart. I printed it out. I stuck it on my wall as big as Billy. And I'm like, okay, Lornette, you're here. Your circumstances are this, but guess what?
This is where we're going.
You better believe it. And when you set that visually before you, it becomes your reality and your focus and your persistence. And that's what I do. I look at it. Every time I open my door, it's right there. I look at it. Yeah, okay. Yeah. That's the end of the year finances. That's the goal. That's the goal for that month. That's the goal for that season. You have to basically become a warrior.
Yeah, it's really important to set goals, and I love that you printed it and you have it visually so you see it every day.
Well, I'm visual. I'm highly visual. So for me to see that, it's like, okay, you know what was going on in your head, but
Yep.
this is the facts right here. Don't lose focus.
Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely.
Talk to yourself.
Absolutely.
You ain't crazy. In fact, I am my biggest cheerleader. I'm telling you, I have to be.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Everyone does.
Yeah.
And it's really important, that self-talk that is positive, especially for entrepreneurs, because a lot of the time we feel like we're on an island and we're by ourselves and we're doing everything within our businesses, and it can be stressful. So it's important to have things to look forward to.
That is so true.
Yeah.
And even trying to balance your life, your personal life versus the business.
Yeah.
And especially if you've got dependents, responsibilities, the balance can be very, very pressing. But it teaches you how to prioritize. It teaches you discipline. I mean, it's so much. Even just being in the cohort, it's teaching us how to grow, how to do it in a professional way, you know, where you can rise above what you think. Oh, well, I'm just a hustler. No, baby, I'm a founder. I'm a CEO of my small business. No, it's a mega business. Because to you, it's your life, it's your passion. You've dedicated your time, your resources. Come on, big up yourself.
Yeah. And I think a lot of Bermudians struggle with that acknowledgement of the fact that you are a founder.
Yeah.
It isn't just a side hustle. This is a legitimate business, and it's making you money, and eventually, like, maybe it could be an overseas thing.
That is so true.
Yeah.
That is so true. And the thing is, you asked before, because my goal for the pit stop is it's integrated in humanity. So yes, we need clothing, but yes, we need inspiring, you know. Yes, we need entertainment, you know, and we need activity. Recreation, sports. So all of that can be intertwined if you do it correctly. And I believe I can.
What are some of your future plans for the pit stop?
Well, eventually, I would like to have that multifaceted one stop in the areas that are targeted. So once that's done, I want to go beyond the walls. You know, I did participate in community vendoring in the area so that I can actually come out of the four walls and get into the street.
For those that don't know, where is your shop located?
My shop is, okay, for those people that are not from Somerset, I will tell you, if you know where Mr. Chicken is, on the corner, that bright orange building, then as you turn the corner, we are the first building on the left, and we are the first business. And if you don't know, then we are directly across from the pizza place, El Pomodoro.
Love that. So you have future plans to grow outside of Somerset?
Oh, yes. Yes. And also to take it beyond the walls, you know, because you looking good on the inside and not feeling great, it's like your countenance isn't shining through. So our objective is we want to just know that we are a safe place for you to say what you don't like, what you do like, what colors you like, what you don't like. You're having a bad day. I mean, I've had customers that they're friends. They become friends. You know, I have one particular customer. He has my private number. He calls. I'm on the way. And I've dealt with him for years from a previous retailer. And he comes and he says, okay, Ferb, what you got for me? And let me tell you something. One of our affirmations are, we run it hard or not at all. So that's what I apply. We have affirmations hanging on our walls. So even if the customer is not verbal, they do have their site and they can read those affirmations, you know. And we also sell motivational posters, canvas posters.
So what you're talking about is really building a relationship with the customer. So that brings in like how important customer service is. Talk about that within your business.
Well, I always believe the front line could either make or break your business. And if what values you hold, make sure your front line knows those values and they adhere to those values. A lot of times you hear complaints about customer service in Bermuda, but you cannot blame your front line. I'm sorry, I started from the bottom when they used to do those little basic salespersons courses and
Okay.
basic supervisory courses for
Yeah.
the Chamber of Commerce back in the day.
Okay.
And whenever my employer asked me who wants to go, guaranteed my hand was up. I didn't really like people at that time, though, I will say that. But I was determined that I would elevate from where the position that I was. Yeah, you have to
Yes.
have that determination.
Yes.
You have to know the value that you have.
Yes.
You know, and we have to learn it.
Yeah.
It's not something that instant, because every experience, every obstacle can teach you, oh my God, I'm not prepared for that.
Yeah.
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 So how do you like deal with some of that feedback that does come in, good or bad?
Well, I ponder it. I think on it. And I say, is it justified? If it's justified, then I'm going to change my mindset and come into agreement, and I'm going to pivot, because it's the customer's needs that I'm here for,
Yeah.
not my own.
Yeah.
I don't necessarily buy what I like. I buy, number one, if I think I could fulfill the need. Number two, it has purpose.
Yeah.
Number three, the last one is that I can sell it
Yeah.
with authenticity.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So is that the criteria you go by when selecting products? Like how do you know what to bring in, what is going to sell and things like that?
Intuition, for the
Okay.
most part.
I'm sure your years of experience,
Oh yeah,
right?
but intuition is the biggest thing. Knowing your quality of the product you're in,
Yeah.
knowing your customer, knowing humanity. Listening to what they're saying. For the most part, because we live in a small community, the most thing that I heard over the years from the men is that I don't want to be in a place and someone else has what I have on.
Yeah, that's
so
big in Bermuda.
One of the biggest things that I pride myself on is quality over quantity.
Yeah.
Okay? Because sometimes when you do mass quantity, you lose the quality of the garment.
Okay.
Okay?
Yeah.
I want you to know in confidence that when you buy that T-shirt, yes, I'm going to go the extra mile, because sometimes that tag is generic. But I know about fabric. I come from a line of dressmakers.
Okay.
And they were store owners and privatized. They did weddings and all of that. So, and I also went to school for dressmaking. So I know fabrics.
Yeah.
I can tell you the content of the fabric. I could look at your skin condition and say, if you have sensitive skin, this isn't the right boxer brief for you. Choose
Gotcha.
this one.
Yeah,
That's
really
and
important.
an informed consumer is a powerful consumer, and that's the consumer I want.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
You talked a little bit about you doing some vendor markets and things like that. How important is community engagement in your business?
Well, for me, it's everything. The people. That's where my heart is.
Yeah.
That's the heart. I did the vendoring market one time. This was before the BEDC on the Court Street.
Okay.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
did that, and I loved it.
Good.
I was scared. I was very nervous.
Yeah.
I'm not going to tell you. I was afraid. I was afraid even of the people.
Yeah.
But I loved it. And then their opportunity came up and near to the store location.
Yeah.
And I said, you know what? Let me go outside of my doors and let them see I'm just an average person. And it was beautiful. I had camaraderie with the other vendors. I must have spent too much money, especially at the food vendor. And then, of course, we had sales.
Yeah.
And I was able to say, they were like, well, where's the pit stop?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't even know you were there. So a lot of people don't even know we're there.
Yeah.
But then when they do know we're there, I open my doors to them, and I'm like, you know what? Here's my number. Whatever
Yeah.
you're looking for, I'll do my utmost to find it.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
For those that have been to your store, what has been some of the feedback and engagement that you've received?
Most of them, they like the outlay of it. They
Yeah.
love the merchandise. They're full of encouragement. And, I need that.
Yeah.
I'm not going to lie. I need it. We're not heavily financed because things did not go the way I expected. It threw me into the deep end with the sharks, if anybody watches Shark Tank. But the doors are opening.
Yeah.
And one of the major doors I find, and I'm going to revert back to it again, is the BEDC. I find I've talked to people about it.
Yeah.
And I think the general consensus needs to change of what people perceive it to be.
Yes.
Until you actually get in it, you cannot comment on it.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
it's not for everybody, but it is for me.
Yeah.
And I'll be that pinup girl. I don't care because it's working for me.
Yeah.
And if it works for me, and I know my state, I know it can work for somebody else.
So how has your relationship with BDC, you said you've taken courses, you've also joined the incubator program. How has that relationship influenced your entrepreneurial journey?
Well, it's helped me to remain focused.
Okay.
It's helping me not to give up. Because I'm not going to lie. Every morning I sit on the edge of my bed and I say, you know what, I need a talk.
Yep.
Because when the circumstances don't change, when the sales aren't what you expect them to be, or the traffic flow, you have to talk to yourself.
Yeah.
You cannot
have
give
to keep
up.
going.
You cannot listen to what people label you. And that's the thing we do. We take on identities that are not ours. You know? If you tell me an entrepreneur, I'm an entrepreneur. If you tell me, and then we're elevating it up, I'm a CEO, a founder. I never heard myself called that. The only thing I heard myself call, oh, you're hustling. And I find that degrading.
Yeah.
I find it very degrading.
Yeah.
You know, I am who I am. And I know my stuff.
Yeah.
I'm going to walk in it. And the BEDC is helping me to walk in it. Because it's putting me in rooms with like-minded people.
Yep.
Or they're putting me in rooms that I feel out of my territory. So if I'm out of my territory, that means I'm going to be elevated.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You have to be put into situations that you're uncomfortable with in order to grow, right?
And I will say, I am being put in situations that I'm uncomfortable with, and I must say, this is one of them.
Yeah, but you're doing
But
great.
you're talking about my love, my passion, you're talking about my people. So,
Nobody knows your business better than you.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
What advice would you give for anybody interested in starting their own business or interested in engaging with BDC? What tips or tricks would you have for them as well?
Well, the first thing, because it starts as a thought. I wonder if I should do that. Do it. If it's in your mind to call them, and it keeps coming back, do it.
Yep.
That's what I did.
Yep.
I'm like, I'm thinking they blink years old. Where am I going in school? And But if you do it, it just lights a fire within you that cannot be put out. Fight past the fear. Push past the fear.
Yep.
The fear is lying to you.
Yeah.
You can do it. If you had the thought, step into the room that makes it, happen.
Yeah.
And the BEDC, it's making it happen for me. I'm not saying the fear goes away. I'm not saying the discouragement goes away. I'm not saying I'm making millions and $1 million, but I'm laying a sound foundation, not just in my business, but for me. Because out of you flows everything else.
Yeah.
The business doesn't make you. You make the business.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Oh,
Absolutely.
yeah. Oh, yeah.
Well, lastly, before we wrap up, I want to ask you, is there anything else you want to leave our listeners with, and where can they find you?
I could say a list of things. The only thing I would say, you are not your circumstances. You are not what people label you.
Yeah.
Okay? You are created with a purpose, and you are created to be great, no matter what your circumstances are. And I, of all people, should know that. And I would encourage the young people. Bermuda is bigger than what you think. Draw on the resources that it has available. If you don't know what the resources is, then give the BDEC a call. Give them a call. It doesn't cost you anything.
Yep.
You're running up the phone bill anyway. And they're just waiting for you to call and say, can you help me? And that's what I did.
Yep.
I asked, can you help me? And they targeted, with all my transparency, they targeted my need, and they're fulfilling my need. I'm on a journey.
Yeah.
And on that journey, I want to grab back, and I want to grab a hand, grab another hand, and pull you so you can go on your journey too.
Yeah.
None left behind.
Absolutely.
None left behind.
Absolutely. So definitely visit the Pit Stop in Somerset.
And you can find us on Instagram.
Yep.
At the Pit Stop BDA _. I have to big up my BDA. So it's at the Pit Stop BDA _ and that is all lowercase.
Yep.
Or you can just stop by and give us a call.
What are your hours?
Oh, our hours. So because of the community that we are in, I usually generally open up at 12 to 7.
Okay.
That seems to be the more vibrant
that's
time.
great. So we
the
can
lunch
hit you up after
hour
work.
and the lunch hour.
Great.
And they want to come in, and that's exactly what they do.
Yeah.
Make a pit stop.
Love
now
it.
on the weekends we party hard, so they come in and we just have a blast. Oh yeah, I know. I need an out for an event, Auntie. I say, yeah, you do. Let's go ride and let's go. Then we're gonna just drive and usually they leave happy.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Okay, well, thank you so much for joining us
And
on the Mind
thank
Your
you.
Business podcast.
Thank you so much.
Yes, because if you don't mind your business, who will?
That is true.
All right, have a great day.
You too. Thank you, Kelsea.
Thanks for tuning in to Mind Your Business with me, your host, Jamila Lodge. Tune in next week, Thursday at 4 p.m. because if you don't mind your business, who will? Mind Your Business is brought to you by BEDC. Bermuda Business starts here.